What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we're going to be talking about what are the optimum GoPro settings. So filming on a Hero 11 Black. Today specifically we're going to be testing out frames per second adjustments. So we're going to test 30, which is what you see here. We'll do 24 and we'll do 60. So the only thing I will be changing between the videos besides the FPS is going to be the shutter speed, which is always going to be double whatever our frames per second is. So if we're doing 30 frames per second, we're going to shoot at 1/60th shutter speed. So right now we are shooting in 30 frames per second. This is typically what I shoot in, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna prefer something a little bit faster, specifically for motorcycle riding. So there we go. All right, just gonna shoot for a little bit, look around, test everything out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Gonna make this little loop a couple of times. So we'll go down, we'll go underneath here. You'll see a little bit of low light under the bridge. I'm using a minimum ISO speed of 100, max of 400, just because once we do get up to that 60 FPS, the ND filter that I'm using, an ND32, it does make things a little bit dark, so we need the help of that extra ISO. Looks like we're gonna get stuck at this light though. Give you a little shot of traffic passing by in front of us. See what kind of motion blur we get here. Like I said, I usually shoot in 30 frames per second with a shutter speed of 1/60th. I like the way that this looks. This is what a lot of my footage on the channel is shot in, pretty much all of it actually. But I'm thinking I'm going to transition to 60 frames per second. Like I said, I do want to do a little mini series on all the different settings, so once we get past frames per second, I do want to dive into stabilization. So what that looks like with it turned off, with the hyper boost on, with it in auto mode, with it in boost, and I'm sorry, hyper smooth, not hyper boost. So we'll test that out. We'll test out different FOVs. I think right now we're in super view. That said, I will always be shooting in 5.3K. So, all right. It's getting a little toasty out here in Texas. We're gonna wait, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna go now though. All right, now we're gonna test out 24 frames per second. Oh, thank you. So, I find this a little too slow for motorcycles. It's a lot of motion blur. I mean, yes, it's cinematic, but I think it's a little much. We'll see what you guys think. We'll do the same test we just did. And there's a lot of traffic out right now. But yeah, so part of the reason I want to do a mini series on the different GoPro settings, I've had so many issues with this camera for about the past year. I mean, borderline unusable. So when I take it out to track days, it seems like it would shut off, you know, maybe a minute in, maybe 3 minutes in. You know, I'd get battery messages with 50% battery left, just all sorts of stuff. And as a last-ditch effort, I decided to do a full format of my card, my SD card, on the computer itself. So I've always formatted from within the camera, but like I said, decided to plug it into the computer, do a full format, and see what happens. So that's where we're at right now, and to my surprise, we are good so far. And it's the hottest day of the year so far. Well, no, yesterday was. It's the second hottest day. That said, though, this is a good sign. All right, here we go. I'm also learning DaVinci Resolve as I upload these videos, so every single video I'm trying to get better and add something to my edits. Today, trying to figure out how to stream all these different frame per second videos together is going to be fun, so hopefully it turns out okay. So this is going to be the ultimate torture test for fixing the GoPro here. So we are now at 60 frames per second, 1/120th shutter speed. I'm suspecting this is going to be the best looking footage. I'm excited to see. I've not actually been able to shoot in this because the camera can't handle more than like 7 seconds of it prior to me trying this reformatting of the card. So let's see what happens. Probably could have picked a better time of day to do this. There's a lot of traffic out. I think this is gonna look sick though. We shall see. What you doing here, buddy? All right, like I said, 60 frames per second. Hyper Smooth is on, so in each one of these clips I do have it turned on. I usually shoot with it on. I think the last track video I did, I had it off because I was getting this weird ghosting effect with the ND filter on. So I think we're good now though. I'm using a different GoPro mount on my helmet that is much tighter, so I think I was getting some like micro vibrations from the previous setup. But oh, I'm so excited. Almost 2 minutes in on this footage and it has not overheated, it hasn't shut off. This is a great sign. I did order 2 new Enduro batteries. This is one of those, but I did some test footage before I came out with my old original battery and I didn't have any issues. So I think the reformat did the trick. So I will definitely do a separate video about what that looks like if y'all like. Worked wonders for me though. Shoof, it's a hot one. Another thing worth pointing out too, so you might be able to see here, I'm actually running the preview through my phone so I can see what's going on. So I am asking everything possible from this camera right now. It's in 5.3K, 60 frames per second, hyper smooth's on, it's a hot day. Yeah, very impressed. This bodes well. Good old GTI. All right, here we go. Can we beat the light? Nope. Don't know why I even tried. I'm sure these guys over here at this trap range are wondering why I just keep getting on the highway right here. I can't really tell from the preview on my phone, but I'm guessing this footage probably looks best. We'll find out soon. I do want to point out too, I do color grade in DaVinci, so I'm going to try to use the same reference clip to do all the color grading just so that's consistent too across the board.